Good morning, class. Welcome to another learning session in general mathematics. Last time you were able to solve problems involving rational equations and inequalities. For this session, at the end of this lesson, the learner is able to find the domain and range, intercepts, zeros, and asymptotes of rational functions, graph rational functions, and solve problems involving rational functions. Actually, some of the topics that we will be discussing this afternoon are actually familiar to you when you were in junior high school. So, let us recall some of the important concepts. The domain of the function is the set of all values that the variable x can take. So, it's a collection of all values of x that are actually possible. The range of the function is the set of all values that f of x can take. The zeros of the function are values of x, which make the function 0. So other term for this one is x-intercept. And we also have y-intercept. That's the function value when x is equal to 0. So let's have this one as our example. Consider the function, the rational function, in particular, f of x is equal to x minus 2 all over x plus 2. We are tasked to solve the following: the domain, the intercepts, sketch the graph, and determine the range. So for letter A, let's answer this one, letter A. For the domain, now remember, domain is a collection of all possible values of x. But in this case, we don't want our rational function to be undefined. And when can the rational function be undefined? If the denominator is 0. So all we have to do is to determine the value of x that will make the denominator equal to 0. This value will, for example, x plus 2, that's the denominator, equal to 0, and then solve for x, negative 2. So if x is negative 2, the function, the value of the function becomes undefined, and we don't want that one. So therefore, the domain of this function, the domain of f of x is actually equal to the set containing x element of real number. So any real number, you can substitute it to the equation, but not negative 2, because again it will make the value of the function undefined. So that's the domain. So for letter B, intercept, let's solve first the x-intercept. To solve x-intercept, just simply set y equal to 0 and then solve for x. So in this case, we have f of x, x minus 2 over x plus 2. Just simply set y equal to 0, so this becomes 0. We have x minus 2, and then we have x plus 2. So we are left with solving rational equation. So basically, we can multiply both sides by the LCD, which is x plus 2. 0 times x plus 2 is 0. If you multiply this one to this term on the right, this will become cancelled, so you are left with x minus 2. And then if you solve for x, x becomes positive 2. So that's the value of our x-intercept. What about our y-intercept? That's basically setting x equal to 0. So from f of x, from the given x minus 2 over x plus 2, just simply replace x with 0, and then we have 0 minus 2, 0 plus 2. Negative 2 over 2 is negative 1. So this is our y-intercept. Now what about the graph? So we can actually graph this one easily using GeoGebra. So it's good if you have GeoGebra installed in your cell phone or in your laptops. So this is how GeoGebra looks like. So we can actually graph this rational function right here. So take note that the value of x, the value of x along the x-axis where the graph intersect is actually our x-intercept. In this case, that's x is equal to 2. So that's our x-intercept right here. And the value of y along the y-axis where the graph intersect is actually our y-intercept. So in this case, our y-intercept is -1. So -1. So right here. So we have the correct answers. Now, this time, I'd like us to focus on this line x is equal to -2. Take note, class, that as we move towards -2 from the right, again, as we move -2 from the right, so from here, the function, take note, the function decreases without boundary, and actually it simply continues, no? And it will never actually intersect this line. It will never intersect. Now, what about as we move closer to -2 from the left? So notice that as x approaches -2 from the left, the function increases without bound as well, without bound. And again, it just simply move closer to the line, but it will never intersect. This concept in mathematics is what we call asymptotes. In particular, we call this one the vertical asymptote. So for the definition, the vertical line x is equal to a is the vertical asymptote of the function f if the graph of f either increases or decreases without bound as x values approaches a from the right or left. So these are actually procedures, no, to how to solve the vertical asymptotes. So reduce the rational function to lowest term by cancelling out common factors in the numerator and denominator. Find the values of a that will make the denominator of the reduced rational function equal to 0. So in this case, our vertical asymptote is, so let's write it here, the vertical asymptote is x equals -2. So accordingly, just reduce the rational function to lowest term by cancelling out the common factors in the numerator and denominator, and then just simply find the values of a that will make the denominator of the reduced rational function equal to 0. So actually it has something to do with our domain. So our domain, the value of the value of x that is not actually part of our domain, for example, -2 is not part of our domain, and if we look at our vertical asymptote, x is equal to -2. So from here we can say that the values of x that are not part of the domain becomes the vertical asymptote of the function. So I hope it's clear now. So now let's go back to the graph now. This time I'd like us to focus on the line y is equal to 1. So take note now that as we move closer to 1 from below, the graph also gets closer to this line, but it will never intersect. So therefore this is also asymptote, no? And the same way on this side, as y approaches 1 from above, notice that the graph also moves closer to this line. So if x is equal to -2 is our vertical asymptote, therefore this one is our horizontal asymptote. But let us define first technically what is horizontal asymptote. The horizontal line y is equal to b is the horizontal asymptote of the function f if f of x gets closer to b as x increases or decreases without bound. So in this case, the horizontal asymptote in our presentation a while ago is y is equal to 1. So the horizontal asymptote is y equals 1. And these are actually ways on how to solve. Now it has something to do with looking at the degree of the numerator and the denominator. So if n is the degree of the numerator and m is the degree of the denominator, if n is less than m, the horizontal asymptote is y is equal to 0. if n is equal to m, the horizontal asymptote is a all over b, where a is the leading coefficient of the numerator and b is the leading coefficient of the denominator. And if the the degree of the numerator n is greater than m, then there is no horizontal asymptote. So going back with our example a while ago with our original rational function, here the degree is 1 for the numerator. So our n here is 1. Example, because this is 1, so our n here is 1. The degree here is also 1, so our m is 1. So in this case, if n is equal to m, to find the horizontal asymptote, just simply take the ratio of the leading coefficients of the numerator and the denominator. So in this case, the leading coefficient is 1 for the numerator and also 1 for the denominator. Take their quotient, that's basically 1. So that's why we also have y is equal to 1 right here. Now previously, if the vertical asymptote has something to do with the domain, now actually the horizontal asymptote also has something to do with the range, no? Which we actually did not determine a while ago. So actually our range right here, if I'm going to write, our range has something to do with range of f of x is the set of all y element of R such that y is not equal to, based on the horizontal asymptote, which is 1. Alright, so remember, the vertical asymptote has something to do with the domain of the function, rational function, and the horizontal asymptote has something to do with the range of the rational function. So I hope you learned something out of this simple presentation.